Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Nintendo Rewind. I'm Cody Christian. I'm joined by my co-host, Chris Becker. We're rewinding and recapping last week for Nintendo, talking about Switch 2 upgrade packs. Everything you need to know in every single game that's getting an upgrade pack that's been confirmed so far. But if you're watching on YouTube, please make sure that you hit that like button and that you leave a comment saying hey. And if you're watching here live on Twitch, know that you're our favorite. But before we dive in, Christopher, how is it going, my guy?
Oh, it's it's going great. Thank you for asking me. I'm having a great, listen, I don't want to be dramatic, but I would say probably one of the best weeks of my life right now. How about you? How are you doing?
I'm doing really good. I am doing really good. I'm not having the week that you're having, and I'm doing great still yet myself. So, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's a good thing. But, I don't know.
I love that for you. Yeah.
What kind of stuff have you been getting into here lately? Any kind of video games? Any kind
Not much. A lot of just staring off into space. Just doing, I'm pretty busy usually, as everyone knows, but I got done painting. I'm not painting anymore. I was painting clear coat on the wood. I finished that in style. Let's see, what else? Anything else exciting happen? Let me ask you this.
Ask away.
Okay.
Ask away.
What do you think of the smell of watermelon? Do you like it? Do you not like it?
I don't hate it.
Are you a fan?
Never really thought about it. I don't hate it.
So I like the smell of watermelon. Also, would you rather have corn on the cob or off the cob if you're gonna eat corn?
Maybe I would rather have off the cob. I prefer my corn loose. Let me just put it that way. I prefer my corn loose. It's the way that I prefer it. We got a caller. The wife is on the call. Hang on one second. Let me get the audio added. Let me get the audio added, and then we'll talk a little bit about what this last week was like. Listen. Stop judging me. I prefer my corn loose. Hang on.
You do prefer your corn loose.
Audio
You're
output capture.
Loose corn guy.
Is it this?
Bring back my mustache. There it is.
Whoa.
Although if you bring back my mustache, I've been told I look like the guy from...
Chris is doubled up for a second there. Chris was doubled up there. Wife, can you give me a good old hey ya?
Hey ya.
You sound great. So anyway, for those of you who didn't pay attention to my buyer's guide for the Switch 2 that I posted in the Discord last week, and the pre-orders that went live, there were pre-orders that went live for the Nintendo Switch 2 last week on, what was it, Wednesday night going into midnight? Is that correct, Chris? Tell me.
What, Wednesday into Thursday?
Yeah, it was Wednesday. It was Wednesday into Thursday, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So this was my week last week. I was doing Marvel Multiverse, which is like a tabletop RPG that is centered around the Marvel superheroes, and luckily I have an amazing wife who didn't put me through any of the problems that it took getting the Switch 2 pre-ordered. And the wife took care of it. So I'm going to let her talk. She's joining us live in this call. I'm going to let her talk and tell everybody about how it went down and what happened, because I get off the call with my players for Marvel Multiverse, and she's like out of breath coming down, looking through the door and going, "That was nuts." And I'm like, what was it? What happened? So anyway, you take it away, Ms. Nerd.
Okay, so I just kept refreshing from like 5 till I think at 11:59 or 11:58, 11:59 somewhere, 11:58 or 11:59. I refreshed and it said I was in a line on Walmart, and then on Target it said it was sold out.
Target?
Yeah, Target said sold out. Then and Best Buy just that I don't know at what time they actually even started taking pre-orders because close to 1 I checked it and they still weren't. But anyway, so um sorry, I'm on Benadryl.
She couldn't wait. She's like,
You're
I'm,
on
go-
Benadryl?
I'm on
So-
Benadryl. She's not feeling
Okay.
super great, but it's not
Well,
awful.
okay, so I'm logged in on both things, both Target and Walmart, on my phone and on the computer. And I was in the line on both. I don't know if it would, since it was the same account, I don't know if it would have been the same line or whatever, but was in that line. And then on Target, when it finally came up, because theirs just said sold out. Like literally at 11:59, it said sold out. But then a few minutes later, I refreshed it and it said it was available, so I added it to cart. And I can't remember if I tried to check out on the phone or the computer first, but it kept telling me I couldn't do it. It kept telling me the address was invalid. On my phone, it kept saying the address was invalid, even though I literally just placed an order with Target for other stuff like a few days before that, and I have multiple times before with the same address. And then on the computer, it was like it kept saying like just it was failing. Then I can't on one or the other. It told me it was because of PayPal, which I don't think that was the case. Maybe it was part of it, but maybe just too many people use PayPal. I don't know. But so I went and got my debit card and got it put on there, and it still like wouldn't go through on either one. So I'm literally just on both, like just trying to check out over and over again on Target and on Target in both places, and kept going and refreshing Best Buy and just watching the line on both the Walmart ones, and then so finally it popped up on my phone one of the times I checked out or tried to check out on Target, and said that they were experiencing an unexpected high level of whatever people trying to check out, and I was like, bullcrap. You knew this was going to happen.
It was unexpected. How could they know? Courtney?
Who could know? Who could know that millions of people would be trying to buy the Switch 2? Anyway, so it said just keep trying. It literally said keep trying. So I literally just sat and kept I think I eventually gave up on the phone trying to check out because it just kept saying that it couldn't validate the address. So I just literally just kept trying to check out on the computer on Target over and over again, and so I would do it, and while it was like trying to process, I would go check Best Buy and check Walmart on both things, and then finally I went back. I don't remember what time it actually ended up going through, but it was a while. It finally went through on Targets, and it still was not even available on Best Buy yet.
Yeah,
And
Best Buy came
I was still on
a
the
little
line.
later.
Yeah, I was still on the line on Walmart. So, yep, that's what happened.
That's what
But-
happened.
And then a few minutes. I don't remember how long it was after I checked out. I checked my phone, and I have a text message from our bank that thought that it was that our card had gotten stolen.
I heard a
And I was
lot of
like,
banks
"No,
were
that wasn't
doing that.
me."
I heard a lot of banks were doing that to people, saying like, "Hey, is this
Well, probably
fraudulent?"
because
Because it was massive. It was
yeah.
everywhere in the country all at once.
I wondered too if it had something to do with like maybe when it was trying to process the payments. Sometimes if maybe it started to, you know what I mean, like the bank somehow was alerted for part of it and not all of it. But I had to like send a text back to approve it, and then then I was like, well, thankfully I saw this like so super fast and responded to it. Then a few minutes later, I get another text from them that's from the bank that said that the I knew like it was like there's a chance. Okay, cool. Thanks for like letting us know it was you. There's a chance that we might have declined that though, so you might want to go check. What? So I started freaking out for a second. I was like, no, and I went and looked. The money was out of our bank account, and Target still said that, like, it still showed in my account that the order was placed. And yeah, so then a couple days later, I was just checking our bank account and I was like, why do we have so much more money in here than I thought? And the money was back in our account, and I was like, what the heck? So then I went and looked and it said like it literally says they might take it in and out of our account until the day it ships.
Yeah.
So
Which is
'cause I know when
crazy to me. I
usually
don't
order from
understand that.
Target, I don't know. So when I usually like when because I've ordered from Target several times, which I always have used PayPal, but it won't like it. They don't take the money out of your account until it ships. And I understand with this why they would like at least put a hold or whatever, but I don't understand why it has to go in and out of our account
Mm-mm.
for
Right,
2
yeah.
months. Just take the money.
Right? I've heard a lot of people talk about the frustrations with that, and there's been a lot of blame that's been kind of going around for, Nintendo screwing this up. But the thing, I mean, this is even coming from people that worked for Nintendo. And when I say people, the two people I'm talking about. Maybe they hosted a small show that was called Nintendo Minute. Who knows? But they're blaming Nintendo for that, and it's like, no, like this whole pre-order debacle is not all of Nintendo's fault. Like, it is every single retailer, except for, honestly, Walmart, which I heard from multiple sources, because I didn't go through this personally. My wife was amazing. Thank you, wife. As far as it goes, like, Walmart was the best place to be able to pre-order it if you wanted it. We're definitely getting a lot of Target hate in the chat right now. I Am Tenderly says my Walmart order went smoothly. Mel Needs a Name says I want Target's head on a platter.
See, so I've heard that a lot of people's Walmart order went smoothly, but I like literally like was still on the line until I heard that they just knocked everyone out of the line or something.
Yeah,
and then
like they dumped the queue.
Yeah, and so because then later I looked and it was available, and there was there wasn't a line.
Mm-hmm.
It was just available. So
lines don't feel real either. I think that's Mel Needs a Name says in the live chat. Lines don't feel real either. I think at the end of the day, that's one of the biggest problems with this online ordering is that like you don't know. Like at least if you physically went to a store, you can see the line moving and you can tell whether or not you were going to have a chance at it. And it feels almost like a roulette, like a lottery system trying to get it.
So here's the other thing with the Walmart one. So I saw, like you had showed me clips of other people waiting in the Walmart queue at the exact same time that I was, and theirs had a countdown or like an estimate. Mine never had that on my phone or on the computer. So I think their system was. I think some people. I don't think I was ever actually in a line. I think it was just telling me that. I mean, or it was just jacked up, like because it didn't give me any kind of indication of like how long it was going to take at all. So I just thought it didn't until you showed me like those, like I said, the clips of other people doing it. I was like, why the heck did they get like any kind of countdown at
Tenderly
all?
in the live chat says she had one.
Oh.
Yeah,
and
mine never on my phone and which is bullcrap because I've been a Walmart Plus member for like since the conception of Walmart Plus, literally.
Mhm.
So if anybody should have had a countdown, it should have been me.
Right. I should have it first.
I should have had first access.
Oh man. But that brings me, kind of circles me back around to the whole thing, is that like a lot of these issues do not rely on Nintendo. Like it has everything to do with the fact that these retailers were underprepared for their traffic. They didn't upgrade their servers. They didn't have a good system put in place, and it
would have been a good system if there had not been so many people.
No, right, but at the same time, you're going to have that many people. It's thousands of millions of people who want this. Japan alone had 2.2 million people register interest in the Switch 2 to be able to be a part of the lottery system to get one. Like, and their population is significantly less than America's, like, and less than Canada's. It is interesting, like how everyone wants to blame Nintendo.
The people that I saw with the clips that you showed me from Walmart where they had the countdown, it was like it put a bar on the side of their screen, and it had like their countdown. If they were ready, like, or in line for multiple things, it had like the list of things with how long they probably had to wait or whatever. Mine literally just put it as like a little thing in the corner, and it said you're in line, no countdown.
You think it started playing that song, The Final Countdown?
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, they could have.
It was personal, is what CC Wire says in the live chat.
Yeah. Sierra, please get a new name. Here's the thing. I will say the thing I want to know is, because we usually don't have Courtney on here, my favorite Christian.
Okay, first off,
I'm his favorite Christian.
But we wait a second. I didn't get to talk to Courtney about this beforehand, and so I'm bringing it up now in the middle of our Switch 2 talk. But did you see on Monday they're going to have the chocolate-covered pretzel Oreos?
No, I didn't see that. That's exciting.
I did see those. I saw those. They're like a pretzel-style cookie with a chocolate filling inside.
Is it going to be at Walmart?
Chocolate. Yeah, at Walmart.
Can I use my Walmart Plus?
You can use your Walmart Plus, but you just not to get a Switch.
We've went completely off the rails here.
There's going to be a countdown. Yeah, but then they also have
chocolate chip cookies.
Chocolate chip cookies. Yeah, they also have the other. Did you see the other cookies that they have? The ice cream sandwich. Chips Ahoy chewy ice cream sandwich.
I don't think that we'll ever see that.
Ice cream
I still have yet to see.
Like flavored like it.
It's here. I'm going to post it in the chat. You can see it, and then it's not something I made up. Okay. First.
Oh, so yeah, it's not like a. I mean, this is like a shelf thing, not a freezer thing.
Yeah, post it in. Put it on the stream here. People need to see it.
Hang on, I'll bring it in. There it is. The ice cream sandwich inspired is what it says on there. Ice cream sandwich inspired. Chips Ahoy cookie.
Because it's not going to.
You really need like a sound cue for when we start talking about snacks.
Yeah, little sweet treats.
It's like sweet treats.
We can't say that word too much because. Oh wait, no, yeah, we can. All right, never mind.
It doesn't have to be plain. It just needs to be like interrupt whoever's talking about it, and then they have to start over because
were we even? I don't even remember what we were talking about. But this is important because
I'm just gonna leave this show. What is going on?
Yeah, here's the thing. We need
I wonder
to
if I
know.
can pre-order those on Walmart. Let me check.
Yeah, give it a gander. Let us know. This is a live check to see if we can in fact get these. We're on the hunt, folks. Okay, they're going to be hard to get. Cody, we'll talk to you later.
I'm back.
It's been great
I'm
having
already
you.
back. No, I'm back.
Good boy.
He just got sad.
What is this, cookie rewind right now? Is that what-
I almost called your
Sorry, I-
sister on the phone and just put her on speaker, and the three of us would have been talking about this cookie.
the website. But listen, before you guys,
Yo, I can buy it
Kiatic
right now and it'll be here tomorrow.
says the website
I
will
love
crash when you try to pre-order the cookies. It's not going to happen. Like,
Yeah, we could have sang
I'm writing
karaoke.
right now.
oh
We
my
would have
gosh.
sang karaoke. What the final countdown? We
Well,
would have sang.
it said that.
Sierra and I would have sang that while she was trying to get the cookie.
So when I click to put it,
It's not too
okay.
late.
So here's what's fun.
Uh-huh.
Another example of Walmart's website being jacked up. So on the when I search for it, on in the search results, it has it listed that they can deliver it to me tomorrow for free because I have Walmart Plus. But then when I click on it, it's like, oh wait, now it's saying I can get it delivered tomorrow. Before when I clicked on it, it said no, you can't have it delivered tomorrow. But it said I could have it shipped and get here on May 1st. Which is
Get it
Thursday.
on May 1st, which is
Yeah,
Thursday.
it's Thursday. Yeah, that's 2 days from now.
I've already put it in a.
Listen, Susie says if you find her a Switch 2 pre-order, she'll just give you an ice cream sandwich.
Oh, well, I have ice cream sandwiches in the freezer, obviously.
Oh, is it? It shows that you can put these in a cooler.
Oh, look, you can put them in a
There's lots
cooler.
of pictures. If you pull up the Walmart listing, there's actually lots of pictures of places where you could store your
Oh.
Chips Ahoy cookie ice cream.
You can put your ice cream sandwich
You put it in
Chips
a
Ahoy cookie.
cooler.
Poor Susie.
You can put it in a fridge. You can put it on a picnic table.
Oh man. Well, that was
Let me ask you
that was the
something.
Switch 2 pre-order experience.
Yeah, and that's the Switch to pre-order. We were able to get the cookies. They'll be here on the 1st.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you this: do you toast your Pop-Tarts?
Well, if we had a toaster,
Nah.
we would.
Not so I used to, but
Have you ever
because we just use the oven as a toaster.
microwaved a Pop-Tart?
Yeah, they get
The
too
boys do
hot
it all the
on
time. They
it.
get molten
Yeah, the boys
inside.
do it. I think I don't
Microwave them?
It's not good.
I was only asking because I thought there would be no way anyone would microwave them, but then you told me two children
Two
did.
children do
And I
it.
believe that.
Because we don't have a toaster.
They want to taste. They want to taste
we
it hot.
we had a toaster oven
Mm.
before we moved.
Yep. And then we got rid of
Oh.
it because we were like air fryer.
Well, also, I wonder if you could air fry them.
I mean, you
Air-
probably can. I
You
just.
could air fry toaster strudel.
Mm-hmm,
My oven is a microwave. No, that's not true. My oven is an air fryer. Is
Oh,
what I
okay.
meant to say.
Yeah. Our current oven isn't, but at our old house it was,
It's-
but we never used it as one.
Still hurts to laugh. Don't make
I
me
feel like a lot of people's ovens actually have that built in, and they don't know because our oven was like way older than like the air fryer craze, you know.
Yeah, how old is your oven?
Well, our current one is super old. I
Oh.
mean, but it's still a glass top, so it's
I
not.
thought
like,
you got it in there. You just got it in there. Oh no, that was was that the dishwasher?
Yeah, dishwasher's what we just
The
got.
dishwasher is in there now.
Yeah, we just got a new dishwasher, but the oven, I have no
Oh.
idea how old it is, but it's old.
Everyone else can get these cookies delivered on the 1st. What the heck? I
Can
gotta
you not
order
get them
some.
delivered on the 1st?
I'll tell you what, I don't know. I haven't looked. I don't have an Amazon account. Or not an Amazon. I do have an Amazon account. Amazon don't come for me. I have an Amazon account. I don't have a...
Oh, don't worry. They're not coming for anybody, according to the news today. So, you know.
Oh, that's true.
Just roll
Yeah. Well,
over. Oh, man.
I don't have a Walmart account. Wait, maybe I do.
The more you know.
Yes.
The more you know.
I do have... I don't... No, I do
Yeah, I
have a
was about to
Walmart
say what
account.
Cece said. We can ship them to you.
Oh yeah.
We'll just have them shipped to you. We'll just order them from your Walmart and have them delivered to your address.
By the way, I placed the order.
Yeah, just have them delivered to my house, and then I'll just Venmo you.
Well, thanks for telling the people about the Switch
Yeah.
2 wife.
That Switch 2 experience sounded wild.
We have
I'll
it.
tell you what, you can come back on anytime you want.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep. Thanks for
Yeah.
Let me
coming.
know when we need to talk about cookies again, and I'll be here.
All right, we'll let you know.
Yeah. I'll Venmo Sierra 1 cent once she ships me those cookies.
Absolutely.
Chocolate chip cookies, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
have a good
chocolate.
Benadryl. You're being told
Yes.
by the live chat.
Thanks.
So,
Thanks, Fred.
so enjoy. Thanks
Yeah,
for telling
enjoy your
people about our
Benadryl.
pre-order experience.
Enjoy your rest. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah. Bye,
Thank
wife.
you.
Bye, wife.
Bye. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Toodaloo. Tarts. I'll tell you what. If we were to listen, there is a podcast in the works
Mhm.
that with a great name that you're not a fan
No
of.
cross
but
promotion. No cross promotion here.
yeah, it will be cross. We're going to promote this podcast on that one every week to our millions of listeners.
Sure, we'll do it. We'll do it. But no, that was how my week was. So I've got a Switch 2 pre-ordered, and then yesterday evening, you had sent me that Best Buy had the Switch 2 Pro controllers available for pre-order as well, and I pre-ordered that too. So I've got a Pro controller. I've got the Switch 2 with Mario Kart bundle. So I'm excited to do some content regarding that. We're gonna have a really good time covering everything as far as that goes. Anything else you want to talk about before we dive into the next segment?
I'm glad you asked because there is.
Okay, tell me about it.
I got it. I gotta come clean. Here's the thing.
Mhm.
What was I gonna say?
You said you were going to come clean, and then you stuttered twice. And said I.
Yeah, you're right. I don't remember. Oh, I was gonna come clean about something, and here it is.
Okay.
So, Nintendo came out with an update.
You're burning content. You're burning content. Hang on, that's at the end of the show.
Here's the thing. I got distracted. My son sent me a text message. I was texting him back. He's doing okay. Don't
Good.
worry, folks.
Good.
Yeah, Flint's great. He's doing great. He's not
thanks
getting
for that.
in trouble.
Thank him for that update. And then you know what else we can do?
Who else can we thank?
We can thank our generous supporters and producers from over at NintendoRewind.com. If you would like to directly support our content, every dollar spent on memberships and merch helps us continue to produce this show. There's even a tier that only costs $1 a month, and with it, you will get a shout out. That said, I want to thank our members Calamity Nolan, Sierra Christian, our new member Key Attic, and Shiny Bird for supporting the show, for all of their gracious support. Just to let you guys know too, we ended up revamping some stuff over at NintendoRewind.com. So if you guys would like to see everything that we've got going on over there, we've got the live stream embedded on there, a little bit about us, all of our latest videos over on the YouTube. There's links to be able to support the show where you can sign up or even make a donation if you would like to. No one feel any obligation to. And then of course we got some merch that's over there as well. So if you guys want to check out the merch store, that would be freaking amazing. Like I said, every dollar spent over there helps us continue to produce this show, and it is especially important in these trying times with everything that's coming out from Nintendo Switch 2. So that being said, Chris, you want to jump into the topic? We got a lot to talk about. It's a lot.
Let's dive into the topic. Yeah,
All right,
you
here
were
we
like,
go.
I do a great job.
Yeah, here we go. It's already 10 o'clock. Nintendo Switch 2 upgrade packs are coming, and everybody had a lot of questions about what is an upgrade pack, what's it do, what games are getting it, you know, where are we going to get them, how are we going to play them, what's coming on the upgrade packs of the Switch 2 editions of cartridges. And you know what? We have an entire episode dedicated to explaining everything to you guys in a clear and concise manner. And that being said, there was a really handy website that had dropped recently that had everything. This is over on Nintendo. It kind of talks a lot about all the games and what their upgrades are and how to get them and what they do. But we figure a lot of people don't want to do their own research. They don't want to have to find this stuff out themselves. So I figured, you know what? Let's do it for them. Let's do it for them. So we're going to dive into the very first one. And the very first thing, there are two games that are going to be happening. Okay? There are two games that are going to be happening that are coming to Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack. Okay? So what are those two games that are coming to Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack?
I'll tell you what. They are Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
So those are the two that are going to be coming directly to that. If you have a Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack membership, you're going to be getting those for free. I have that. Do you have that?
I do have that expansion pack. I got it until November.
Heck yeah. And you're probably going to get it again. Because you got to play all the other stuff that's going to be coming, like GameCube NSO and everything else like that. But all that being said, those two games are coming. Now, what do they do? That's the big question. That's a question everybody has. The good news is we had an entire stream that was dedicated to it. Not us, but Nintendo during the Treehouses did streams showing the comparisons for what they are. And I gotta say, dude, like the differences are genuinely night and day. It's so crazy, like how much better those games look and run on that system on Nintendo Switch 2 whenever you have the upgrade pack. But both of those are launching on launch day for the Nintendo Switch. So 6/5/2025, be out June 5th, launch day for the Switch 2. Here's what they both get. Improved performance in higher resolutions, support for the Zelda Notes game-specific service via the Nintendo Switch app, HDR support, and they are both priced at $9.99 for just the upgrade pack if you don't have Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pass. All that being said, does any of that really tickle your fancy? Does it get the juices flowing? Are you excited to dive back into, at this point, near a decade-old video game?
I do, because I haven't played it in a while, and then I never did the DLC for Breath of the Wild because Flynn, shout out to Flynn, saved over my game.
Oh no, are you serious?
Yeah, but he didn't mean to. So here's what happened. He saved over my game, and he was like, "Don't worry." He said, "You were in a spot, and it was really hard, so don't worry. I just started over, and now it's much easier for you." And I said, "Well, hold on a minute. What did you do? Sir?" This was in 2017, and so he did that, and then
live chat hashtag helping.
Hashtag helping. Yeah, he was helping me. And so he did that, and his punishment was he got his own Switch that day. That was the thing.
What a punishment! I mean, literally, you can't really punish him. How old was he at that point? Switch. He had to be a young boy, didn't he?
Huh? Yeah. He was
This would be like Lando doing it to me, almost. You know, it's not far off if Lando were to do it today. I'm not. I don't know.
Yeah. No. Yeah. He was like 6.
Yeah. No, Lando's about to be 6 in July, so we're not far off from that. But
Flynn's about to be 13 in July.
I think the two things that are most interesting to me with this, that are obviously not the upgrades from like the frame rate perspective and the better resolution perspective, but it is the price point only being like $10. which isn't bad. I mean, when you consider everything else that Nintendo is doing to charge us for every single tariff price or whatever else that they're doing, it's pretty intriguing that these two, some of the most popular games on the system, are getting upgrade packs for less than $10, less than a value meal at McDonald's in a lot of times. You know, like, it's kind of crazy, like how much they are allowing people to really truly experience this, because in most cases, for a while there, more people owned Breath of the Wild than owned a Nintendo Switch. So, like, we know for a fact that there are a lot of people who are going to have this. Now, are there going to be a lot of people who have this who immediately upgrade to the Nintendo Switch 2? Probably significantly less, just due to scarcity of the product. But at the same time, like, that is a big, like, an absolute gigantic gift to people to have something to play on day one that is substantial, that will reignite interest in that franchise, that will give them something meaty to do, especially with the price point of the console itself. If all you got was the console, and that's because that's all you could afford, that $450 price tag, you've already got Breath of the Wild. And for another $10, you can have an actual genuinely good AAA gigantic Zelda experience on day one. That's huge. The $9.99 price tag blows me away.
Right, for just for everything that it adds.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Yeah, I feel the same way.
But the second thing that I am interested in is the Zelda Notes section of the Nintendo Switch app. And I saw this in action. They showed it off during the Direct. They talked about it during the Treehouses. But it's like a full-on GPS system for the game that's audio narrated to tell you, hey, turn left, turn right, keep going, straight, back up. Like, it's kind of crazy. But on top of that, it has developer commentary involved with it in some ways, where they're telling you things about, you know, what their vision was here, which is also crazy. And then on top of that, you're getting lore drops from Zelda herself that you didn't get in the game, which, to me, that's always been one of my biggest complaints about Breath of the Wild, is that the story is non-existent unless you go search for the memories. And if you don't find all the memories, or you don't find them in the right order, the story is almost nonsensical for a big portion of the game. I am so excited to have story given to me through the Nintendo Switch app and actually give me a reason to want to play Breath of the Wild. Tears of the Kingdom, that was a lot easier to kind of get your story in, because you're getting all the dragon tears and you're seeing all those memories. And a lot of times it was retreadings, especially when you finished a dungeon. It was almost like they showed you the same cutscene every single time. And so that was a little,
right, yeah.
It was a little bit frustrating, but it wasn't the most frustrating experience. But I am very intrigued in the Zelda Notes app, having the ability to repair your tools, having the ability to navigate to Korok seeds, getting the lore drops, everything else that you can possibly hope and dream of that you, in a casual playthrough, if you're not familiar enough with the game, you might miss before you hit end game roll credits. But I am going to be playing these all the way through again, and I'm super stoked to dive back into those on not June 5th, because I'm going to be busy with other things like Mario Kart World, because that's a new experience. But I am going to be diving back into these.
Yeah, I'm going to play Mario Kart, but yeah, definitely diving back in. I want to play through both of them all the way through, and I'll probably do Breath of the Wild first, and then, because here's the problem, if I play both of them, I'll probably want to stick with Tears of the Kingdom.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so I'll probably play both of them for content that I'm making for content, and then afterwards have to just delete, Tears of the Kingdom on the Switch too. Well, one, because of space, and two, because otherwise I'll just go back to it, and then I want to play through Breath of the Wild first.
Mm-hmm. Couple of things here. They show in the description of both of these, because there are like sales pages for this directly on the site. So it talks a little bit about now upgraded with performance enhancements for Switch 2, travel Hyrule with smoother frame rates, faster load times, enhanced resolution and textures. Then it talks a little bit about the Zelda Notes portion of the Nintendo Switch app, but it doesn't really give a whole lot. I will say, I think the Breath of the Wild website is a more fleshed out website for this upgrade pack. But the additional save slot is huge. That really could have came in handy if you had that extra save slot back in the day instead of having your save slot overwritten. They talk about Zelda notes, and you can click for more details to get a lot more information on there. But it's an extra. It's 10 gigs. So I don't know if that's going to be an additional 10 gigs on top of the base size of the game. Do you know? Have they said, or is it just going to be 10 gigs? And that's everything as long as you have the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Well, no, yeah, it will be 28 gigs, right?
28 plus the 10? Or is it 18 plus the 10? Oh, who knows?
18 plus the 10 is what it is, yeah.
You can kind of see the Tears of the Kingdom website is not near as in-depth as the Breath of the Wild website, but I like what they have here written for the description a little bit better. Although they have import your save data from the Nintendo Switch version of the game using Switch Transfer my gosh, I cannot read for some reason. Nintendo Switch Transfer your save data function, or the Nintendo Switch Online Save Data Cloud feature. If you have paid Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack membership, you don't need to purchase this upgrade pack. You already have access to it at no additional cost. They talk about the Zelda Notes app. Here's where they actually talk about what you can do in it, because like all the Breath of the Wild page does is talk about that it has access to Zelda Notes. But this has a game-specific service found in the Nintendo Switch app on compatible smart devices. Streamline your adventure by using voice-assisted navigation to find elusive shrines and Koroks, hear voice memories of Princess Zelda and some additional character stories that were not in the original game, and as you visit certain locations around Hyrule. With Zelda Notes, you can also gain daily in-game bonuses, compare your play data to others around the world, decorate your in-game photos for social media, transfer items, and auto-build designs, which is huge, because the building with Fuse was such a cool thing. But pretty much you've got your own builds and you can't share them with anyone and you can't save anyone else's. You just have to mimic them. But with this new system,
right,
it lets you download them.
QR codes, right?
Mm-hmm. And then it says and more. Who knows what that is? This is crazy to me. This 3.6 gig game file size that they have for Tears of the Kingdom versus the Breath of the Wild one being that 10 gigs or whatever it was. So that's insanity. That's so cool, though, that they're figuring out ways to optimize these games pretty heavily.
Right. And on day one, too.
Mm-hmm. Anything else you want to talk about with Breath of the Wild, Nintendo Switch Plus expansion pack, Tears of the Kingdom, Zelda Notes app, before we move into the next segment?
No, I don't. I don't think so. I just I want to check out the app and see what it actually does.
Then we go into the next set of games, and I have these titled as like older first party games getting upgrades, but some of these are not that old. Some of them are quite a few years old at this point. But the first one is Super Mario Party Jamboree Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus Jamboree TV upgrade pack. Now this one's pricey. It is $19.99 for just the upgrade pack. And I say that as a person who I've gotten some good time with Super Mario Party Jamboree, and we've been able to do a couple of community game nights, but it's $20. It is $20 to be able to get this upgrade pack. They show some of the pictures of gameplay from this and what you can do in it. What their description says is it's a new way to play exclusive to Nintendo Switch 2. They call it Jamboree TV. New modes that use mouse controls, microphone, and compatible USB-C camera. Players appear within the game via camera play. Then they've got Game Share compatibility for local multiplayer, which we'll talk a little bit more about Game Share here in a little bit, but essentially it's enabling multiplayer without everybody having to own it as long as they are local to you. So they can just connect to your Switch. And then they have WQHD, which I don't know what the WQ stands for, but I know it's 1440p. So this game will not be in 4K. It will not be in 4K. But they do have 1440p resolution in TV mode, full HD, 1080p in tabletop and handheld mode, and it's priced at $19.99 for just the upgrade pack. So I I gotta be honest, this is like one of the ones that I'm least interested in out of the upgrade packs, partly because of the reliance on, first off, the price, but second off, the camera. Because I'm not exactly excited to pick up the camera. Luckily, we have until July 24th to even have to think about grabbing the camera, if you can still get it at that point. But how are you feeling about this upgrade pack? Pricing, features, like, is it worth it to you at the $20?
No. And I'll tell you why. It's mainly because of the camera. I have no interest in using that feature.
I mean, you don't even use a camera on your stream.
Yeah, good point. It's funny, I have one right on top of my computer, but here's the thing. I think maybe if I were to play it more, if it was like a game that I was going to play more, I'd be into it. Or if I can get the Piranha one, the Piranha Plant.
Oh, the one by Hori?
That's like 480p.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I can get that, maybe.
Yeah, I mean that one's only $40. It's not the $50, right? It's $40, isn't it? So it's like $10 cheaper than the actual camera, but I mean the quality goes down. And I got to be honest, like they were using the Nintendo Switch like produced camera, and then the quality on that camera looked bad anyway. So like I don't know how much of a deficit is going to put you at having it at 480p instead. But like,
so what would be the difference between? I don't know how the technology works, but what would be the difference between that camera and like Kinect?
Probably zero difference. I think the Kinect had a similar resolution. It tracked your movements and motion. It does kind of blow me away that like they are really going hard on this Kinect motion movement kind of situation. And it's like, did the Kinect really sell that well with the Xbox 360? I know a lot of people talked about it, and it was used in like medical practice and all kinds of other stuff. But it's like,
well, I think this
is that a selling point?
The Kinect 1 did so well that they tied it to their Xbox One.
I guess that's true.
Which really kind of
inflated their numbers a little bit too, with how many people picked up one. So it's hard to tell, like, did anybody really use it? What was your user base is the question that I think a lot of people probably ask when it comes to that. Right. So, but I'm with you. Like, I don't want to get up and jump on camera. Like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't do that on my streams. I don't want to do that in my off time.
Do you think we'll get something like Star Wars Kinect on, or
I guarantee it. Just Dance will use that camera like nobody's business. They're going to forego the whole camera app.
What was the one that
or not camera app, phone app?
The one that Dance Central? Is that the one that was on
Dance
Xbox
Central?
Kinect?
Mm-hmm.
And then the one I posted about wanting was the one that Double Fine made. Psychonauts developers.
Yeah.
They made the Sesame Street game.
Mm-hmm.
And I would want I just want the dumb stuff. That and Odama.
Yes, I'm totally down for that.
Voice-activated pinball game. Hey You Pikachu.
Mm-hmm. Dude, we could absolutely... They've got a microphone on there. Hey You Pikachu can come to the N64 app now for people who are Switch 2 members. They'd have to release a third Nintendo 64 app,
it would
though.
Be a third tier. Yeah,
because they have the base ones, the mature ones, and then the microphone control one.
Switch to, microphone one.
I don't know, but $20 is a big ask for this. Like, I already spent $60 on a Mario Party game that I don't really get to play all that often. Like, I don't want to spend another $20.
And you have it, right?
Yeah.
And so that is one of the games that has game share, but it is only local.
Yes. So you can't. That is like kind of what Clubhouse 51 did. With the Switch, where people could download a guest pass, right? So they could come on and download a guest pass and be able to play games with you without having to own it. It's a similar situation, but it's like new directly through Nintendo kind of situation.
Right. Which is wild that games like Split Fiction use it too.
Mm-hmm.
because you can have, not only does it have like, for Split Fiction you can get the game and then get the friend pass.
Right.
But then you can also, if you have a friend that's local and they have the Switch 2 or Switch 1, you would stream the game to their system and they play it with you that way. So they would be on their Switch 1 while you're on your Switch 2, and they would play with you locally by streaming it straight from your system to their system with Game Share, which is I don't know how well it's going to work. Those are like the sort of things I want to test out.
I think
especially
it would be cool.
Online.
It's good content to kind of see what's going on. The next game on the list, Kirby and the Forgotten Land plus Starcross World. This is coming out on August the 28th. And
it seems like they're doing one a month. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it for a lot of these, say for Zelda. I mean, the Zelda games are both on launch day, but these two are July and then August. But Kirby and the Forgotten Land Nintendo Switch 2 Edition plus Starcross World Upgrade Pack. This one's also $20. I'm a lot more on board with this particular release, partly because it is story based. I would prefer my bonus stuff to be, if I'm going to pay $10 and then another $10, I would prefer it to be story based and not just like mini games. I think that's part of the reason that I'm not as sold on Jamboree TV. But
yeah, I feel like that's part of the problem. Like a lot of those mini games, like that's part of what I didn't like about Super Mario Party, when the first one on the Switch, right? Where like made you use the Joy-Con and
right.
That was one I wasn't really into it as much.
This one just has enhance your adventure by changing your version of the game to the Nintendo Switch 2 edition with this upgrade pack. Join Kirby in an upgraded 3D platforming adventure and uncover the mystery of the meteor only on Nintendo Switch 2. Explore a mysterious world with remnants of past civilization, all with enhanced resolution and frame rates, and use Kirby's amazing abilities, including some all-new mouthful modes to clear a trail through uncharted territory in a brand new story. I'm definitely like super on board with this. Even though it's like they don't have as many details of what's coming with this as they do with Mario Party Jamboree, Super Mario Party Jamboree.
Yeah, but I mean, it's coming out in what, August? So I mean, even if they do have a direct, like the week after the Switch 2 comes out, just to show everyone the games coming out, that this would probably be one that they showcase early on.
Yep. This is an 11 gig update, by the way. 11 gigs. Yeah. I am slowly starting to see this built-in memory just erode, like month after month. Like it's kind of driving me nuts.
Plus, a lot of it's probably like moving all the assets to 4K and doing that. Yeah.
Which I'm 100% about this. Like, I will get this one 99.99 to the nth power % sure that I'm getting this one. Partly because I super enjoyed The Forgotten Land. I 100% of that game. Got every little like machine thing that you could pull out of the machine, out of the little capsule toys. Got everything in that. Like, I loved that game and got the true ending on it. Like, that was super fun. Game's properly challenging. It unravels at the end of the game very much in good Kirby fashion, where it's like insanity and suddenly you're in an anime versus like some cutesy adventure. Like it was. Yeah. I genuinely love that game, and I will be picking this up. Do you have any extra thoughts on Kirby and the Forgotten Land?
I do. I wonder like how it'll look. You know how a lot of the enemies, like once they got further away, they would run at like 2 frames a second. I wonder like how much further that will get pushed out with this new Switch 2 update.
I kind of hope it stays that way. There's a little bit of charm about it. It looks good and it makes sense. It's not that it looks bad by any means. It just is like kind of off in the distance, and you see them moving at those 2 frames a second, and I think it's a good way to help minimize some of the strain and load. And I don't think they'll change that because they are putting so much more power into getting it to a proper resolution and keeping its frame rate up. So if they do push that radius out to where those enemies are moving at, that 60 frames per second a little bit further out, I'd be really surprised.
Yeah, I that's true. I could also see them keeping it the same, but yeah, like you said, I think this one I'm more. Plus, it's in August. It'll be like a month after Donkey Kong.
Mm-hmm.
So, my phone scared me.
Super scary phone. Ooh.
Well, I have it on Do Not Disturb, but I also have like an alarm set for 10:30, and so at 10:30 it still goes off even though I have it on Do Not Disturb. So it like lit up. I thought there was going to be like some sort of like tornado warning or something, but yeah, don't. That'll be out in August, and then what we got September, October, November, December. Those are the last months we got for some of these other games.
That brings us into the next section, which is first-party games launching Switch 1 and Switch 2 versions on the same day. And there are going to be upgrade packs available for those, but they haven't like specified price point or anything like that on these. And there are 2 games.
Right.
It's Pokemon Legends Z to A. The only description they have on it is improved performance with higher frame rate and resolution. And then Metroid Prime 4, which that had a lot of info, but it was support for mouse controls, support for up to 4K resolution when playing in TV mode, HDR support for frame rates of up to 120 frames per second at 1080p. Those 2 games in particular I am excited about, but I think they will kind of fill out that back half of the year. I've kind of said it almost from the beginning that I think Metroid Prime 4 will be their holiday game for a good while. And I still believe that will be the case, that Metroid Prime 4 will be their holiday game. We know that Pokemon loves a good November release date, though, too. So these may release pretty close together. We might see Metroid Prime 4 in October, and they're going to continue to push sales going into holiday. And then they'll rely on Pokemon Legends Z to A, which I know it's Pokemon Company, but it might as well be first party at this point. But then we'll see Pokemon Legends Z to A be their like November sales going into December.
Right, yeah.
So I don't know like what to expect on price point. If it were me, and I'm looking at this as a whole, I think because these are not going to be providing content in the same way, like going from Switch 1 to Switch 2, kind of like what Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are doing, I think these will be like $10 upgrade packs. But then that does bring into question, what is the pricing going to be like for are there going to be different prices for Switch 1 versus Switch 2 versions of those games? Are we going to see Pokemon Legends Z to A hit shelves at $59.99 in store, and then the Switch 2 version, so that would be for Switch 1, and then the Switch 2 version be $69.99. And then you pay the $10 difference to upgrade to the Switch 2 version.
Or is like Prime going to be 70 and then 80 if you get the
Chris, you've muted in Discord. I can't hear a word you're saying. I see that mouth going and I can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me?
No.
Okay, yeah. There we go.
I know chat did, but I couldn't hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. I said, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if Metroid goes to $69.99 or $59.99.
Or worst case scenario, $79.99. Like do the Mario Kart World route.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah, because if they do 70 on the Switch, then the Switch 2 would be an extra 10.
Yeah.
Because both of these Switch 1 and Switch 2 editions, there's not going to be as much of an upgrade on them, so they'll probably just be the $10 upgrades.
Right. I think that's what it's going to be, is $9.99 extra, and you're going to see a $10 price difference on the shelf between the Switch 1 version and the Switch 2 version, just in general, even if it's even if it is the identical same game.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. Like, I think they'll even do that with Rhythm Heaven and Tamagotchi Life.
Mm-hmm. I would agree with that. I would 100% agree with that.
Any game that is coming to Switch 2, you're going to pay an extra $10.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to just price it at what they would price it at for the Switch version. And then the Switch 2 version is going to get... Although I do hope we get Rhythm Heaven at 120 FPS.
It kind of needs it. It kind of needs it. It's a rhythm game.
120 FPS, yeah.
Yep. So we're kind of talking price points and differences on these, and a lot of people had kind of questioned, what are the physical Switch 2 editions going to have on them too? Nintendo Life had went back and forth with Nintendo representatives. I mean, this dates all the way back to the original story. I think this was written. I mean, it was before the 9th of April.
Right. I think some of it originally came from the what was it, the like customer service that they were talking to, and then they finally just talked to the representative that they had at Nintendo.
Right. So what they finally got back from Nintendo UK, they were provided the following statement, and it was similar to the one that Vooks had received. Physical versions of Nintendo Switch 2 Edition games will include the original Nintendo Switch game and its upgrade pack, all on the same game card. Alternatively, some publishers may release Nintendo Switch 2 Edition games as download codes in physical packaging with no game card. So there are two things to kind of take from that statement from them. The first thing is first-party games. Every single one of those are going to come with a cartridge with everything built onto it. The upgrade pack, the base game. And it is going to be a Nintendo Switch 2 red cartridge. But some other developers and publishers may just put out, and this is third party at this point, may put out Nintendo Switch 2 Edition games as code in a box style games, which makes a lot of people really upset because physical media is important to a lot of people. They want to preserve physical media as much as they can. They want to make sure that it stays in there. And unfortunately, it's looking like there is an option again for them to do code in a box. And I hate that with everything in me. It's such a waste of plastic and honestly paper and gloss and everything else. Why?
Tony Hawk is a game that's doing it. Code in the box. Yep.
There was one other game that's doing it too, and I can't remember what that game was. What's the other game? I think you sent it to me.
Yeah, I sent you the list, I think.
Was it Raidu Remastered? Code in a box? Or is that the game card?
Game key card.
That's the key card. Yeah. I can't find it. Can't find it in our chat history. Why do we talk so much? Stop talking to me.
Split Fiction is the
God, that's so bad too, because like it takes two.
Split Fiction is it is a code in the box if you buy the Switch 2 physical. So
so therefore you're not actually buying the Switch 2 physical, you're just paying for the plastic.
Right, you just want that case. Yeah.
Get out of here. Stop with that nonsense. But
yeah.
I don't know, dude. Like, it frustrates me to no end that still exists. Not because I care about like the game not coming in there. It's just at that point, like, you're wasting so much, and you're confusing people, grandmas and parents who are not in the know, buying something for their kid and going, well, where's the game? Like, this is like, what is this? The kids are going to be fine. Like, they're going to be like, oh, okay, I can redeem this. It's going to be totally cool. But like,
the worst is going to be people that get the Mario Kart World. They're like, wow, I don't know why, but that new Mario Kart game was so expensive. I got it for you to play on your Switch Lite. People are just going to get it, and yeah. And
then we have some more updates that are coming. Now, I put these in here because of the fact that they are getting frame rate upgrades and better performance. But they're not considered upgrade packs per se. Like, you're not paying for these, and they're not something you have to have Nintendo Switch Plus expansion pack, Nintendo Switch Online Plus the expansion pack to be able to get access to. But there is a list of games that is available on the website And those games are ARMS, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, Super Mario Odyssey, Super Mario 3D World, Clubhouse 51 Games, Worldwide Classics. My apologies, Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics. Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, and Echoes of Wisdom, Game Builder Garage, New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and Big Brain Academy Brain vs. Brain. All of those are getting a frame rate and resolution upgrade. And, well, the exact blurb they have here is, by connecting your Switch 2 to the internet, you can download free updates that may improve performance or add support for features such as game share in select games. The content of these free updates will differ depending on the game. I think if you click on ARMS, unfortunately, it doesn't really say what that is going to do.
Right.
Like, none of them are saying what any of these upgrades are going to do for them, whether it's game share or not.
Well, I feel like Game Builder Garage is one of the games that is listed as one of the games not supported because it uses the IR sensor for like pointer controls at the screen. So I feel like Game Builder Garage might just get the mouse controls, and they might make it so that you can either use the mouse controls or the analog stick. So it might get like an update like that, just so that it's compatible with the Switch 2.
That's true. That is true. That's kind of... I hate the way this list is because it's not very in-depth about what it's going to
very
get.
Vague. Yeah. I wonder if they don't even know. They're like, these... Well,
we should do these games. There's a list of games we should do something with, but we don't know what yet.
Nintendo knows. They probably are already done with these updates.
Mm-hmm.
If Nintendo is how they are.
Right.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. If I'm going to make my guess... Here's what I'll guess. I'll go one by one. I'm gonna tell you my guess. You should tell me your guess on what you think it's going to get.
Okay.
Okay. ARMS. Game share.
Game share, local, and online.
Okay. Because I don't think it's going to be resolution and frame rate upgrade. I don't. That game already looks pretty good, and the frame rates are pretty good on it too. Anyway. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. I think it is going to get I think it's going to get mouse control features.
Mouse control, that'd be cool. I think it's just going to be game share.
Okay. Super Mario Odyssey.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to get frame rate and resolution upgrades.
I think it's going to get game share.
To play as Cappy on a second screen?
You're just going to sit there and play as Cappy, yeah.
No, that's not happening.
That's all that's happening.
All right. Super Mario 3D World. I think it's going to be...
This is a game with game share, online and local.
Okay, that's what I was going to say, but I also think this could have a frame rate and resolution upgrade, especially with the Bowser's Fury side of it.
Right.
Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics, definitely game share, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
Don't download the Game Pass. Don't download the Clubhouse Guest Pass.
Yeah, that's going to be like the game share. Like, that's going to be the game that you show people game share with.
100%.
Oh, check this out. We can play any of these games.
Mm-hmm. Link's Awakening. I'm going to lump these together, Link's Awakening and Echoes of Wisdom. I believe both of those are frame rate and resolution upgrades.
60 FPS, you think?
I would like to see it get to 120, but 60 is probably going to max out, especially on Echoes of Wisdom. I am historically known for lambasting that game for having the awful frame rate. Game Builder Garage, you mentioned game share, or mouse controls rather. You mentioned mouse controls.
Mouse controls because it doesn't have the IR sensor. So I think it will be that or just controller support for for that. I don't know about game share, but the next game
you can build together in Game Builder Garage. I'm pretty sure, can't you? You can build a game together.
I think you can, yeah.
So maybe game share. Who knows? New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. I personally think this is only going to be game share.
Yeah. watch this in Game Share local only, which would make no sense. So Game Share online, because this game does not have online multiplayer.
Right.
So.
And it should have. It really should have. I'm going to lump these together. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Mouse controls. No, I'm kidding. No, this is going to be frame rate and resolution upgrades. It has to be. It has to be, right?
Right, yeah. It's going to have mouse controls, and it's going to have a little slip cover of Pikachu that goes over the Joy-Con for the mouse controls.
There we go.
But yeah, definitely frame rate. It's got to be.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I say it's got to be, but
we'll have to go back and check this
Nintendo.
Episode when all of these updates come available and see if we were right.
All right, yeah.
Final game on this list: Big Brain Academy.
These are all day one, right?
I don't know. They didn't say.
I guess they technically don't have a date, but I thought it was.
I hope they're day
these
one.
will be there on Switch 2, so they made it seem like it was on day one. Yeah.
If they're day one, I promise you there will be videos going up on our channel showing what is updated. So.
Right.
And then the final game on this list: Big Brain Academy. Brain versus Brain. That's got to be Game Share, right? Like, because it's multiplayer. It's like a competitive game.
That's what I think it will be. Game Share games.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how to feel about that. We'll have videos up for comparisons of frame rate games for sure. And if it's just Game Share, maybe we'll Game Share with each other and play with each other. And then, but if it's mouse controls, screw that. You're not getting anything. I'm not posting a video for mouse controls. But then that brings us to the final segment of these games, and there are 3 games that are getting upgrade packs as of writing. The first game that is on this list is Sid Meier's Civilization 7 Nintendo Switch 2 Edition. As it stands on the website, the listing for the game, it doesn't show what is happening with it, but Chris told me, and I totally forgotten this detail. Well, you tell me. You tell the people. Okay. What did you tell me?
You know what? I'll tell you. During the Nintendo Direct, I believe it was like right before the screen froze, basically. So that could be why right before the stream froze. That could be why you didn't realize it. But yeah, it was Sid Meier's Civ 7. They talked about how it was going to have this upgrade feature, and they were like, and it's going to have mouse controls. So they announced that in the Direct. And I know the Switch 1 version has a lot of frame rate issues, so I'm hoping that it will take care of some of those as well.
Yeah, I need it to address that. Priced at $9.99 for the upgrade pack. The next one on this list. Oh, hello. Okay, there we go. Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar Nintendo Switch 2 upgrade pack. This one is, it's not $9.99. It's $10 flat.
Yes.
They did specify what it will do on the Nintendo Switch 2 features, which is a big deal. Higher resolution with improved frame rates, Joy-Con 2 mouse controls. What's interesting about this, Chris, you mentioned this was delayed, wasn't it? Like,
no, that's Rune Factory.
Oh, my apologies.
This was already coming out in August, and so it's coming out the same day on Switch 2. But then the next game, Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma, was supposed to come out this month. Well, not this month, May, and they pushed it back like 3 weeks so that the PS4 and the Switch 1 version are both coming out on June 5th as well. So it'll be out the same day. And this also has higher resolution with improved frame rates, which means goes from 20 to probably 60, maybe 45. We'll see how it goes. And it will also have the Joy-Con mouse controls, and it will also be $10 and not $9.99.
So strange to me. That's so weird to me. I mean, it's fine. It's $10. I get it. You don't end up getting an actual discount of a penny if you buy the Switch 1 version and then upgrade, but...
Right. And then the last one that is not listed on here, but is on here, or is coming, which is Professor Layton.
Oh, I don't have that one. The World of
Japanese-
Steam.
Yeah, the Japanese. It does have a U.S. channel or U.S. shop page.
Let me
but
go see if I
there's
can
nothing
find
on
it.
If you just go to Nintendo.com and look up Professor Layton.
Let me find it.
But yeah, so Professor Layton in the New World of Steam. It is going to be $9.99 on the Japanese eShop. That's what it's listed as for $9.99. The Switch 2 edition. It's an upgrade pack from the first game, and it includes better. It says something about like more detail and mouse controls on the Japanese site. So
I'm 100% about that. Like, I love the Professor Layton games with everything in my heart. They're amazing. They are so good. My favorite one's probably the Miracle Mask one. But New World of Steam looks really good. It looks so freaking good. I'm so excited for that game. Like, I am over the moon for that game. So, that's all of them. That's every single upgrade pack we know about today, and everything that we can probably tell you about what is coming. Now, as far as that goes, those 10, 12 games that are getting free updates, those are going to be yours if you have a Switch 2. You're going to have access to those. But beyond that, give me your top 3 Nintendo Switch 2 games off of this list of games that we've talked about, outside of those freebies that you are most excited for. And ignoring the Nintendo Switch Plus expansion pack ones too, because we know you're getting those for free. So
right.
Obviously Zelda Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, those are coming. Those are guaranteed. Those are a given. But you've got Mario Party Jamboree
upgrade packs.
You've got Mario Party Jamboree plus Jamboree TV, Starcross World, Pokemon Legends Z-A, Metroid Prime 4, and then the 4 games that we just talked about that are third party.
I'm gonna go with Kirby and the Forgotten Land plus Starcrossed World and Metroid Prime, because I got this snazzy new mouse pad that covers my desk, and I can use the mouse controls on there.
Heck yeah.
I say I can. I'm probably, because they say it's not a mode that you switch to. You just move it down on the mouse.
It automatically takes over.
Yeah, and if you want to change, you just pick it up, which is nice. It's kind of like when I play a game on PC, I can play with controller and keyboard and mouse if I want. Like how it just switches for most games, and so I guess it'll be doing that too. What about you? What are your 2 favorite that you're looking forward to the most?
Top 2 probably is Starcross World, and I want to say Metroid Prime 4, but everyone's going to say Metroid Prime 4. I'm going to go with Professor Layton. Those are like my 2 that I'm most looking forward to that are upgraded versions from their Switch 1 counterparts. Beyond Metroid Prime 4. Everyone's going to say Metroid Prime 4. Honorable mention to my true number 1, Metroid Prime 4. But Professor Layton, I'm so stoked for Professor Layton. It's out of this world. Like, I'm so excited, and I've been waiting for this game since we started this podcast, they've been talking about that game. So like, I'm excited for it to actually finally hopefully come out this year. Who knows?
Yeah.
We have Volcania999 in the live chat saying something so brave, but yet so wrong. I don't think I've heard anyone say they're excited for the virtual game cards.
Oh, they're excited for them. Well, to each their own.
I'm kidding. It's the game key cards no one's excited for, though. Like, everybody's really upset about those. The virtual game cards, I'm 100% about it. Like, being able to share those games with my family and not have it disconnect me from playing another game because my son is using it on his Switch is so freaking awesome. Like,
you just won't even let them start it. Yeah.
Right. It kicks me off.
If you don't want them to. Yeah. If you don't want to let them, because you have it on your system. So He
Mhm.
needs to get it from
Mhm.
you. Need to give it to him. It's not something.
Right. Virtual game cards going to be good. It's a good addition. We'll talk a little bit more about it here and a little bit on the extra Nintendo news. But we do
I
have.
changed my game.
You changed your game. What's your game?
I changed it to Pokemon Legends because of that improved frame rate and resolution, like just that alone, playing that
Not going to
on
make
Switch
those
2 is
windows
gonna
look any
be-
less than a PNG file.
You leave my PNG file windows alone, okay? Let me go run around town and catch my Snorlax, okay?
Okay. We're going to go over to the fast forward. We got 3 games this week.
We sure do. I'll tell you what.
Tell them about
We
it.
got-
What we got coming?
Well, here's the thing. We got a number of games. We got Ogu in the Secret Forest. Shout out to it. Great game. Played it when it came out on Steam last year, and it is now out on the Nintendo Switch. It came out today. It's a great game. $24.99. Love the way it looks.
Is this a puzzle game?
It's kind of like puzzle meets what's it called? What's the name?
Well, it's
of
kind of
that
like
other
Zelda-like in
Yeah.
some ways. Is what I would
Right.
compare it to, like 2D top-down Zelda-like.
one? Yeah, quite good. Quite
It has a
good.
Nintendo Switch 2 version. You can get it 2.2 gigs.
I don't. No, I think that's just telling you how big the file will be if you download on the Switch 2.
Why is it any different than if you downloaded it on the Switch 1? Why would it
Because
be
if-
any different?
Let's say there's a Switch version, a Switch 2 version of that game. It would show the Switch version, and then the Switch 2 version would be. It would show like it would be 20 gigs bigger or 10 gigs bigger.
Mm.
At least that's what it's supposed to be, but instead it just the way it's worded makes it seem like all these games are coming to Switch 2, which they're not. They're just downloadable. You
On
can
Switch
download
2.
it on the Switch 2. Yes.
Interesting, intriguing. What else we got?
Okay, so we also got, now brace yourselves, Shotgun Cop Man. Okay?
Okay,
Listen,
I'm ready.
I want you to listen to me when I tell you this. After you put in your birthday, I want you to know Shotgun Cop Man, great game. Great game. I've been playing it on Steam. It is one of those games. I played the demo during Steam Next Fest. It is from the new game from the creator of My Friend Pedro.
Dude, I was going to say it reminds me of like Katana Zero meets My Friend Pedro. Like,
Yes, it is the same developer from My Friend Pedro made this game, and yeah, it's great. There's a demo on the eShop, so you can go ahead check that out. And if you think you might like it, check out the demo, and I promise you're gonna like it.
That's sick.
Well,
That's so cool.
If you like that game, yeah, it's great.
No, he's promised. Anybody will like this game. It doesn't matter.
Anyone, yeah.
All of you. All of you will like this game.
Are you a big, Animal Crossing fan? You're gonna love this game.
Mm-hmm.
Shotgun Cop Man coming out May 1st. It'll be here in time for you to play it while you're eating your ice cream sandwich inspired Chips Ahoy Chewy cookies.
Go to hell, arrest Satan, propel yourself to justice and glory on a journey through hell in this punchy, crunchy, son of a gun precision platformer from the creator of My Friend Pedro. Man, that was such a long sentence. I wasn't ready for it. I said it with too much fervor.
I would say I like this more than My Friend Pedro. It's this one kind of reminds me of like My Friend Pedro meets like Super Meat Boy.
Mm-hmm.
Big fan. And then the last one, not as big of a fan, but it's pretty big that this is coming out here instead of just waiting a month or two and coming out as the Switch 2 game. And I guarantee these screenshots are not from the game.
Oh, no, these are not from the Switch 1 version. This is absolutely a lie. This is such a falsehood. Way to go, Nintendo.
Yeah. Somebody contact the FCC.
I feel
If they're
duped.
still around. But this is $39.99. It comes out on the 6th of May. So by the time you're listening to us next week, you can be playing this game. Don't let us stop you. Go ahead and pick it up. I know Mel said she was excited about playing this one.
I'm kind of like I'm mixed on this one because like the High on Life game itself was just so like not my thing. Like there was so much just Rick and Morty level of humor that just went on way too long. And the thing about Rick and Morty episodes is that they're less than 20 minutes typically. And so it's one of those things where I have a really hard time with being like, I'm super stoked about this. No, like I'm not really very super stoked about this game. But you know, it's cool that it's coming to Switch. That's a big game. That's a big game. So if the Switch is the only way you can play it, go and try it out. Try it out. See what happens. Spend $40 and try it out. And so oh man. Well, listen, we've got a new segment coming onto the show. This segment, before we throw it over to the outro, we have a new game show segment. It is called Pixel Minute, or Pixman for short. In this segment, Chris has exactly 1 minute to guess the game based on an image that is highly pixelated and will slowly reveal the screenshot within 60 seconds. This game that he's going to have to guess was released this week in Nintendo history. The faster he guesses, the more points he is going to get. So it will fully reveal itself by the end of the song, and if it does so, he loses. Chris, are you ready? I'm not yet. Hang on 1 second. Let me share my cam for you.
I think I'm ready. Here's the thing.
You got my camera?
Yeah, I got your camera.
All right. What's the thing? Here's the thing. Tell me about the thing.
Here, the thing is, I think I'm ready, but I can't tell for sure. But I'm pretty sure I'm ready.
All right. Here we go. We're gonna throw it over.
Okay. What game? This is a game. Golly, is it Mario and Luigi?
No.
Oh gosh, what the heck? Hold on. It came out this time.
It came out within this year at some point in, or not this year, it came out this week, some point in many years ago.
I no idea. Some sort of, what is that? Listen, I don't know. Was it some sort of cooking game? Oh, it's Pokemon.
Which Pokemon?
It was one of the Pokemon Stadium minigames, right?
Yes, which one? 7 seconds.
Pokemon Stadium 2.
No, it's not Pokemon Stadium 2. You got 0 points for the very first inaugural round. 0 points for the inaugural round. It was, in fact, Pokemon Stadium. Mel needs a name, getting it right off the rip. The wife was on target with it in the live chat here. Pokemon Stadium was the correct answer. It was the very first one released for the Nintendo 64.
I was looking at this. I didn't want to look at the chat in case somebody said something.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate you not cheating. So, yes. I appreciate you not cheating. Man, Mel was spot on with it. This is the Lick-a-Tongue minigame that you could play where you run around. It's Sushi Go Round, I think is what this one was called. And you would lick up the sushi.
This was on the first one?
Yeah, this is on the very first Pokemon Stadium game.
I did not
played this game, played this minigame more than the actual game. I played a lot more of the minigames than I did the actual like battle modes that were in there. I played a bit of the battle mode, but like it was kind of boring, to be completely honest, playing Pokemon battles in 3D. It was cool for a little bit, but
let's do that one time where we just talk about what games came out that we played the minigames more than the full games.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously Mario Kart.
Kart. Mario Kart 64, I played more battle mode than the actual Grand Prix.
Well, yeah, but I meant to say Mario
Party?
Mario 64 DS.
Oh, no. I played a lot of Mario 64 DS.
What was it? New Super Mario Brothers on the DS?
Where it had the the battle mode,
casino game.
Oh, the casino game. Well, that had it was in all of those. Like those mini games were in all of the Mario games that were released for DS.
Yeah.
Everyone was gonna say Poker Luigi game from Super Mario 64 DS. Let's hope not.
Luigi. That's like the Luigi one, right?
Where it got everybody addicted to casino gambling really early in life.
Yes.
That would be outlawed in today's rating standard. ESRB be like, no.
When that game got really popular, instead of when they bring it to, Switch 3, NSO plus expansion, when that happens, that game will be mysteriously missing, and it'll be because they couldn't get it to pass the ESRB.
It'll be in the mature rated section for DS mature.
It'll be in the mature app.
Yeah. We do have a bit more of extra Nintendo news for you peeps out there. No new wallpapers this week on My Nintendo, but there are 2 virtual backgrounds in one package themed around Fire Emblem Heroes. That is available for 80 platinum points. Nintendo Switch 2 wristlet keychain is still available for 600 platinum points, so if you want to rep your Nintendo Switch 2 early, you can do so now by ordering that through the My Nintendo store. In terms of Nintendo Switch Online icons, we've got Kirby's Adventure and Kirby and the Amazing Mirror being the play and redeem sets that are available until May 5th. F-Zero 99 icons are now available until May 20th and will rotate weekly. And then there are new and returning icons, and these are themed around Kirby and the Forgotten Lands, available until May 22nd, and will also rotate weekly. And then finally, speaking of icons, the default set, Chris brought this up before the stream, like right before the stream. The default set of icons that you can select directly from like user creation right at the beginning when you're setting up your Switch has gotten an updated Donkey Kong to select. It's based on...
Not just Donkey Kong. I put it in the chat, in our chat.
Oh,
with the image all of the updates.
Hang on one second, let me open this link and I'll share it with everybody on this screen. Holy crap, it is zoomed in. I'll get out. Let me see if I can zoom out just a little bit and then I'll bring in the screen here. It looks like Mario's gotten an update. Luigi's gotten an update. Princess Peach has more color interface. Yoshi has more color, still very similar. DK getting the Bonanza.
Donkey is like the biggest difference.
Yep.
I think.
Bowser,
the biggest noticeable difference.
Bowser has a recolor and a slight retexture. Yoshi's the same. It does look like Donkey Kong himself has an update on the illustrated graphic. The mushroom has a retexture. Fire Flower is the same with some more saturation. The star is the same with more saturation. The Yoshi egg has a retexture. Question block looks the same exact, unless my eyes are playing tricks on me. Koopa shell, same. The Pikmin all getting some different poses as well. So if you have any of those old ones, don't change them. Don't update them unless they automatically update it for you. I don't know if they will or not.
I believe Mel had Donkey Kong and hers automatically updated. I mean, not Donkey Kong, Bowser. She had Bowser.
The more you know. The more you know. And then this week's Nintendo Music Update, they didn't add any more tracks, but it did update some extended tracks. So Pikmin 4, Donkey Kong Country 2, Animal Crossing New Horizons, Breath of the Wild, and Metroid Prime all got the extended tracks treatment on select songs. Capcom's Golden Week sale is ongoing. You can snag Ace Attorney, Okami, Monster Hunter games, and more at up to 75% off. And then on one final piece of news, which is huge news that hit right before the show was going on, the Switch's latest system update introduces support for virtual game cards, system transfer to Switch 2, and Game Share. Game Share even allows you to share the DLC from games you own. With the virtual game card system, you will not be able to play the same software on 2 different Switch family of systems simultaneously, though. So... big deals, big news, big news. But that is it for extra Nintendo news this week. Let us know what you guys thought.
One thing I will say about the extra news, the virtual game cards, they can be, I posted it in the chat, in our chat, the image, but you can not only look at them, but then you can assign them to systems right from the website.
UH. Looks like Doom.
It's VH.
Oh, it's VH.
Yeah.
that was UH. Ugh.
Right. It's like Doom meets Vampire Survivors.
Oh, that's cool.
It is just terrible icon.
That's
This
cool.
is going to make your icon be even more important if you can change them on the here. Also, I'm looking to see if anyone has more virtual game cards than I do with 1,436.
Count me out. I've only got like 300 software on my system. Chris, where can they find you, my good friend?
Pretty much everywhere is Super Nintendo. How about you? Where are we going to find you at?
Same thing, pretty much everywhere.
Where are we gonna
Super
track you
Nintendo.
down?
No, I'm kidding. Nerdwire Plays. You can hit up my website, nerdwireplays.com, to be able to see all my social media garbage. Or catch me live on Twitch tomorrow. I'm starting a playthrough of Kingdom Hearts 1.5. That was a community challenge. Everybody wanted me to play it, and so they spent 500,000 channel points to make me play it, and I'm like, well, okay, let's go. But remember, you can catch all of our past episodes in video form on YouTube at youtube.com/@ the Nintendo Rewind. Visit our site for links to all of our social media pages at nintendorewind.com, and consider supporting the show by either being a producer on the show through memberships over on our website, nintendorewind.com, or maybe even buying merch. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, you can catch us live every single week, Tuesdays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on Twitch and over on the YouTube. We love your faces. Please remember, be kind and rewind. We'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.
Toodaloo.